Before I introduce the next student speakers, I'd just like to take this opportunity again to congratulate Mrs. Petra on that outstanding performance. Also acknowledge Ellen Traeger, who was the accompanist on the piano for that piece, and also Matt Seller, who stand and take a bow. Outstanding job in the French horn. If you look at your program, this term may not be familiar to all of you in the audience, which is the Laude Students Address. 2 years ago here at Wanakee Community High School, we made a decision to no longer recognize valedictorian and salutatorians in each class. However, if you take a look at the next page in your program, what you will notice is that there are a variety of academic distinctions that are noted. Summa cum laude, which if you look at the graduates this evening, those students would have purple cords. Magna cum laude, which the students at that level have silver cords. And cum laude students have white cords. In addition, the students again that you see with gold cords have achieved a 3.6 grade point average over 7 semesters of their high school career. As you note at the top of the page, it says the purpose of the Laude system is to recognize students for the rigor of their academic program, as well as their success in that program. And all the students that have those cords on this evening, again, have worked diligently to get the most out of their academic experience. So at this time, the students that I'm going to introduce are representative of 2 of the students of the 22 students that were in the top level of the Laude recognition program that we have. All of those students are very deserving of having the opportunity to speak at graduation this evening. Those 2 students, however, were the 2 that were selected by faculty vote to represent the class of 2012. And at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Sara Vincent and Taylor Zimfrich, who will give the Laude students.
Mr. Slater, we'd just like to thank you for your stories, your costumes, and your brilliant acting. That class never got boring. especially lifetime activities. But hey, if I ever get stuck in the middle of the woods, I know how to make a fire, construct a lean-to, and kind of sort of encompass. So I'm basically a certified forest ranger. All thanks to you, Miss Schaefer. We all got snacks at the prom, and we danced the night away, even though a month before we had lost our beloved prom. We felt the pain of losing a loved one, and we were reminded of how fragile our lives truly are. Finally, the moment we had all been waiting for. We were finally seniors. Walking through the hallways on a day-to-day basis, we were finally at the top of the food chain. The funny thing is, I found myself not recognizing anyone anymore. So many underclassmen crowded the hallways, in groups of 5 or more, I must add, and all of the hallways felt invaded. As a class, we showed our team spirit by packing the pond, jamming the gym, and packing the PAC. However, one of the greatest things about senior year is that a song came out that finally describes our class. LMFAO seems to be the only person who finally understands us, with his ballad dedicated to the Waunakee High School class of 2012, Sexy and I Know It. However, throughout the years, it hasn't been easy. We have all had our fair share of adversity and overcoming obstacles. From the loss of elementary teachers, such as Mr. Kramer and Mrs. Zerbel, to the loss of peers and family members, we have all had to deal with grief. We've also faced adversity, fighting through injuries, illnesses, and even difficulty with schoolwork and friends.
But because we've lived through these hardships, I firmly believe that we are better prepared for our futures. No one in this class is a rookie to Payne or to Sara. We fought through our grief and discovered how to carry on with life. Not to forget the ones that we have lost, but to carry on with each day with the lessons that we've learned from their lives. Surely our teachers have prepared us for future studies, but because of our experiences, we know how to persevere when life throws a curveball in our direction. Our obstacles have pushed us to become stronger individuals, and this will only help us in years to come.
Whether you are continuing your education, going into the military, or exploring the job market, I wish you the best in all you endeavor to accomplish. We all have had our different sets of talents, and our class is not the type to give up when the going gets tough.
Next year, we'll be spread out from coast to coast, pursuing everything from apprenticeships to degrees at West Point. We'll be studying everything under the sun, from neurobiology to music performance, political science to marine biology, and everything in between.
However, no matter who you are, where you're going, or what you do, remember to enjoy the ride. As said by Ferris Bueller, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. If life is anything like high school, then we all know this to be true. So stop once in a while and merely enjoy life. In the course of a lifetime, an individual only has one chance to do things right, to experience the world.
Simply put, using the acronym of 2012,
YOLO!